I'm Rob Hislop. We're at the Unconventional Resources Technology Conference in Denver, Colorado. Joining us right now is Bill Whitsitt. You're the Executive VP with Devon Energy, located in Oklahoma City. Tell us what your role is here at this conference.
Well, I'm speaking later on the role of companies in making sure that we demystify our business, that we continue to demonstrate that we have a social license to operate, that we are taking part in this fantastic shale energy revolution that we're seeing today in ways that are sustainable for the future, that provide energy and energy security, and do it in all the right ways.
Well, it is an interesting time because technology is moving so quickly, but that's also making it so that you've got to explain yourself a little bit more to the general public, don't you?
That's absolutely right. We in the oil and gas industry, I think, have been relatively complacent, that folks understood that we bring benefits to society, that we produce energy that everybody needs for mobility and a way of life. But we haven't done as good a job at explaining how we do this in ways that protect the environment, health, and safety.
Do you find that there's a lot of people in the industry right now that just say, basically, we haven't done this in the past, I'm not going to change, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and trying to push the social responsibility to the side a little bit?
I don't see that. What I see is folks in the industry beginning to understand, or understanding much more today, that we do have a responsibility to make sure that our stakeholders are understanding of how we go about what we do. And so I don't see pushback. What I see is folks saying, how do we do this better? Can we build on the progress we've made in educating the public and policymakers and a whole range of other stakeholders? And I think we are doing a better job.
Well, what do you find? We're from Alberta, Can Media is from Alberta, and so of course we hear a lot of people talking about the oil sands and how they don't want any disturbance up to that area. But in your industry, you're going to have to do something to the land, are you not? I mean, that's just part and parcel of it. Is it not just a case of limiting the damage that you might have to do?
Well, I'm very pleased that Devon Energy is the only U.S. independent that actually has an oil sands project. And that project is a great example of what the industry is doing and can do to make sure we're minimizing effects on the environment and then making sure that any effects are dealt with as we go forward. For example, in our project, we don't use potable water to make the steam for our steam-assisted gravity drainage. What we use is non-potable water, and then we take great care to make sure that our processes are those that don't damage the environment. Now, things can happen. Things can break. You can have that kind of an incident periodically or rarely, but it can happen. So the real key there is, how do you manage the risk? How do you make sure that you're prepared to immediately contain any incident and to do cleanup if that's necessary, and to make sure that you've planned for any eventuality so that the environment is not permanently harmed? Those are the things that we focus on, because one of our core values at Devon, and I think other companies have similar values, is do the right thing, even when others aren't looking. And that's what we need to do.
When it comes to society, do you find that it's just a vocal minority that seems to be leading the charge on this? And because it's so easy now with social media to get your voice heard, is that the group that you're trying to convince that, hey, we are doing the right thing? Or is it the general public, and that, I guess, the vocal minority you can sort of push to the side a little bit?
You mentioned a vocal minority, and there certainly is one that simply doesn't want fossil fuels to be used. We may believe that their ideology is at the end of a spectrum. Maybe it's for climate change reasons or for other reasons, but yes, there is a vocal minority that doesn't like what we do, and I don't think we're going to convince them that we're doing things in a way that they can accept. The real issue is, what about those in the middle? People who have seen the benefits of the oil and gas industry, who drive their cars every day, who heat their homes, cook their food with natural gas, those kinds of things. How do we make sure that they have enough information about how we do our operations, that when that vocal minority makes a claim that we know is truly not factual, that those people in the middle can say, I'm not sure that's correct. Maybe there is a different side to this issue. So we're not trying to convince everybody in North America about how we do things, but it's to provide enough information that those who are thoughtful, who are in the middle, can make a reasonable judgment about what the costs and benefits and the risks are about our operations.
How long have you been in the industry yourself?
About 30 years. Okay. I've seen a lot of transitions, but I have to say this is the most exciting time in my whole career.
Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you.